channels and Facebook pages. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Sounds like the audio's good.
Audio's good.
I see everybody coming in. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. Tons of people are in the room.
Awesome. Well, as you guys join, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for all of the nice, warm messages and stuff in regards to Toby. It'll be a week tomorrow that he has passed, and it seems like eternity. I don't want to spend too much time talking about him because I still get really sad, but the reason I'm bringing him up is what started this whole process. So earlier this week, we've been kind of giving little hints about doing a remodel, and a lot of people were like, well, why are you doing a remodel? You just did a remodel in your studio, which you are correct. We did. At the beginning of the year, we changed things up. So essentially the story is when Toby passed, I had to keep my mind busy, and Sean had said, well, why don't you just go chalk it out like you normally do? And I said, you know, I love Chalk Tour, but in my current studio, I can't get inspired because it's kind of dark and dingy, and it was kind of all compacted in there, and there was tons of stuff everywhere, and we had big bookcases, and I just wasn't in love with the space. So I said, Sean, let's redo it, and he didn't even question it. And I said, this is a big job because I kind of have an idea of what I want, but it's going to be a little bit of construction, not just moving stuff around. So we started on really Thursday after Toby passed, and it was supposed to be just a really quick one wall thing. And as some of our projects progress, so does my ideas, and I kept throwing stuff at Sean and stuff. We literally just finished today, and actually it's not 100% finished. We had to order a couple products, but I wanted to share it with you. I know I flirted in the past with the idea that exciting changes are happening, that I'm still not going to give out too much. Phase one of this kind of new direction I'm going was the mystery boxes and kind of clearing out the old chapter. And we did that. This is part two of my big news that will be coming, and there's two more steps to that we get to before we share with all of you what we're doing. But this is a pretty big step because I wanted a space that is very functional for what we're going to be utilizing it for in the future, which I can't really tell you. I know I'm not giving you much. So we wanted to share what we've been working hard on. It has been literally get up in the morning until we go to bed. My body is sore because it was a lot of more work than I thought it was going to be, but I love the finished result. So I'm going to show you a few rooms, and then we're going to show the main studio. But before I go, I'm going to check in with Sean in the back room. Are we good, Shawnee?
We are still good. We see you. Make sure you're looking at the camera because it looks
Gotcha.
like you're looking like off to the side.
Gotcha. All right. So first of all, let me show you. I get questions all the time. How do we take pictures? So I'll show you this room first. This is our, what I call our staging room. So this is where when I'm done with the project, I can take photos in front of our backgrounds. Down below, we have all of my floral items or stuff that I use during projects, ribbons, all that stuff organized. Down below here, I have all of our completed artwork that we will be doing a chalkathon, but we have two different backgrounds that we can use and take pictures of. We also have our old studio lights to lighten it up, and I have all this stuff hanging. Now, one of the big things was in our old studio, I had a big bookcase behind us that had all of our paste and surfaces, and as much as I love that and everything was right there, it was bulky, it took up a lot of room, and it was our backdrop, and it was just, I wanted it to be nice, clean, professional. So I moved everything in this back area. So this is, many of you guys might know, this is where we clean our transfers, and this is the cleaning area. But back here, we used to have a long time ago, like a fish tank and stuff. So what I did is I moved the bookcases that we did have behind us, and this is where all of our surfaces now reside. So we have all of our surfaces. We have our windows and our cupboards. Over here we have pull-out drawers with all of our different pennants and pillowcases and everything, which freed it up. We also had a spot, because I'm constantly washing transfers, I wanted a spot where our towels were so I could grab towels to dry my hands off, and it's all nice right here. And then of course we have all of our cleaning supplies that we used down there. So that was actually a lot more, that was a lot of work, because we had to break down a wall and move the bookcases and everything. And that's probably where I'm mostly sore from. But I'm going to show you now our main area. This is our new studio. I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out. And I'm really, I always kind of throw stuff at Sean and say, okay, this is what we're doing. And at times he might not see the vision of what I see. So he's always like, but I think he's happy with the way it turned out. So let me turn around. The lights are off right now. For those of you who know what it was before, it was kind of a dingy area, but let's show you. All right, so I'll turn on the lights. So when you walk in, we'll go to here. So first of all, we painted and added new lighting to make it nice and bright. Are we ready to show them, Sean?
We are.
So here is the main wall when you walk in. And there's Mr. Sean. Look at that. So I wanted a nice background. Sound effects. So I wanted a nice background for us to have that stays up. So the boards that we have here and all of that will be all the time, and we'll just change them out. We have a nice backdrop. And then we did this wall back here. It's not shiplap, but it's a shiplap look. So the original idea was just this wall. That's all I wanted to do. But then it progressed to having these walls, which are kind of an accent walls. And we are also going to be able to do video intros there. And then that all progressed to doing an additional wall over here. And then it progressed to having a built-in with all of my paints. So we have all of our extra paints and stains and everything. And then before we switch cameras, I'll show you this look. So it was really important for me to have everything white and bright, and then everything center. So Sean has all of the lights.
The nice new studio style lights, LED. We'll have a new one back here when I get the new mount. Because the one I bought was too low, it'd be like sitting here, so I got to get a new one. But it should make it look even better.
More lights. We used to have just two of these lights
here and there.
But now we have lights. He has two lights that are what
gimbal lights.
Gimbal lights, the directional. So we have one on the paints over there, and then we have a lot. So it's nice and bright in here. I'll have Sean hold this to show you what he means by the studio lights. So that's these lights. That will be nice. So when we turn these off, it's still super bright, which is important for me.
So it's still nice and colorful through here.
Yeah.
Just to walk in and work in here without having to have the studio lights on.
And then the studio lights are on. Yeah. So we can switch over now, Sean. Ta-da! So the main reason I wanted to do this was I just wasn't feeling inspired in this room, and it was kind of dark and dingy and chaotic, and I wanted it nice and clean. I wanted a nice background for us to have, so Sean can zoom in. If you want to zoom in real quick, Sean, you can zoom in on us.
On that one?
Yep. So we have our everything centered, which is really nice. So we have the TV. So for those of you who are watching before, we would always be looking kind of over off to the side because the TV was over there, and we were looking for comments and questions. And I told Sean I didn't necessarily want that anymore, and we needed more light. Like that was very important, was the lighting.
Light is very important in TV. The ones that he bought that were cheap, they were too blue.
They were a little too
blue.
Yes.
So that's why this looks better.
Yes. And then of course I wanted to show artwork, but I also didn't want it to be where we were constantly, you know, putting holes in the wall, because Sean had to actually build 2x4s behind here. And then he put all of this up, all of these. Let's switch. Can you zoom out again, Sean?
Sure.
So all of this is tongue and groove. Is that what this is? This here, Sean?
Yes, TNG, tongue and groove.
This is tongue and groove that we all, I stained and So first I did stain, and then I did some distressing. So I'm going to turn the camera so they can see it a little better.
You can go back to this camera.
There you go. So I wanted to stain it, and then I did some distressing on it, which I'll do what Sean says and go on to the other camera. So this was all stained first, and then
so I hit the wrong.
Did you hit the wrong button, Jonathan?
Hold on. My apologies.
I know you always get mad at me when I hit the wrong button. All right. So this is all. I first stained it, and then I came in and did some distressing in different colors. So the nice thing is this one will mostly just kind of be for our, you'll see it in the background. This was just exposed so I could do shelves to have everything there. So this way when I'm doing projects, I'm not...
I was going to, so you can kind of show.
What?
Oh. Mm-hmm. Weird. Yeah, it's a dead zone back here.
Yeah. What do you want me to show?
Oh. Nothing. I thought I could show you why you could...
Oh.
Show while
so he did we are gonna do, I think, drywalling over there to put other artwork and stuff, but then this wall will be nice because this will be where we can actually do intros for our big news that's coming later.
Do the different colors represent your next adventure?
No, in fact, you go back to the other camera. In fact, that camera is really, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm still getting used to everything. Originally, I was going to do the dark blue, the light blue, the white, and originally I had kind of this really nice brick red color. But then as I was looking, I was like, wow, this is really USA, like very Americana. And it didn't look bad, but I wanted more of that sage. The only thing that I think will change is Sean wants to acid wash the floor.
Yeah, it's concrete. There's a concrete stain or concrete. That's the fastest and cheapest way. Or do an acid stain.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of prep to do.
Yeah, and then this wall he wants to do soundproofing on.
Soundproofing things, maybe some colors that match here that can go here if they make those colors. And that'll just kind of help the sound in here as well.
Yeah.
And this stuff was this is the stuff you buy at
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
It's called Weber.
Weber, yeah, W-E-A-B-E-R.
Comes in 4 different colors. And then these frames will always stay. So as the frames stay, I will be able to rotate them out. And then when we went there, I told Sean, because I was like, kind of had this envision, and he was like, well, we're going to have to build a wall, and we're going to have to put up all this wood. And I was like, oh my gosh, we should buy the Ryobi staple gun. So we bought, or not staple gun, nailer. This thing is amazing.
Finishing nailer. If it wasn't for this,
we would have taken forever. So we started it on Wednesday, right? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday, which was actually getting the mystery boxes out.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got all of that and cleaned up, then we started this project, and it was move everything out, paint it white. We found this
in the gray. For a spray gun.
Yeah, we found this in the gray, and then this was the original idea was just this wall. That was it. That was going to be it. And then as I did it, we had a little bit of drywall over here, or a little bit of studs over here and here. And I told Sean, I was like, I really want to do this really impact wall. And he was like, well, we should do Done and Groove. And then when I was doing that, I was like, well, I want to paint it different colors. And then during that, I was like, also, I want to paint the ceiling white, and I want to add more lighting, and I want shelves. And it just kept progressing and progressing. So we've been pretty busy, which is kind of what we wanted to do, was for me to, kind of take our mind off of Toby and still, have our moments and stuff where I can, obviously remember him and, but I'm the type that if something happens tragic, I like to try to work through it and keep myself busy, and we just need a little time off. Because every time I go on social media and read comments, even though they're super nice, it would kind of bring me down a little bit. And this was a big undertaking. We started, the staining took a long time, and then moving everything. I wanted it to be really nice, clean, sleek, to where there wasn't a ton of stuff behind us. The old room, it was fine, but it was dark, dingy, and there was literally just chaos behind us. And I like things nice, clean, and this is nice because I won't have to worry. We used to have it where it was out there, and in the corner we were constantly taking down artwork and putting it up, which just meant we had holes everywhere.
Yep.
So I told Sean, I was like, I want it to be where we can do artwork and just change it out.
Yep.
So we can just, erase it. Plus, for our new adventure, which I can't still talk about, but it is coming.
Mm-hmm.
In about 2 weeks, I'll do it. I wanted a space where we could shoot different backgrounds. So that's what this impact wall is going to be. There's going to be a wall back there. What's nice is all the lights can twist and turn, so we can put the light over there. And then back here, instead of, obviously Chocolate Tour is a big part of our business, but we have the Ken and Sean, and so that way, because that's a big part of where we're going in our new direction. And I just wanted it nice, clean, sleek, and lots of lighting, because that was my biggest thing, is dark, and it was just kind of dark and dreary and depressing.
Even with the lights we had, it just wasn't enough. And now we have plenty of lighting. Some people were talking about the new tool that we bought. This does not work on compressed air or a air tank. This is totally battery powered. This is the 3 amp one. During Christmas, when we did all that stuff, you buy 2 of these, you got a free tool. So we now have 4 of these. This one fully charged did this entire wall completely and still had power left over. You just plug it in. Once you push it up against something and pull the trigger, boom, boom, boom. This by far is an awesome piece.
So we couldn't have done this without help. Well, I think this person that helped, or thing that helped, I don't know if she helped or hindered. What do you think?
She tried.
She kept stealing my paintbrush.
Yeah, he did.
She kept eating Sean's rocks, because we have a hole in the ground down here.
Like literally right below us.
Right below us. And Sean filled it full of rocks, and she kept getting in there. She wanted to help me paint. And she's definitely not scared of noise, because there was a lot of... She wanted to help him saw.
She even slept through some of that stuff.
Yeah, she wanted to help him saw all the wood, didn't you? You were a very big help. Can you say hi to everyone?
Say hi.
Hi.
And one of the other things we did once we were done there.
Hi. Hi, look how big she's getting, everyone. Oh, you're so big.
Is that when we're kind of doing things in the house, or just when he's working here or something, we like to watch TV. So we got the TV, and then to hear it, I put our subwoofer up there, along with one of the speakers there, and one of the other speakers over there. So we got this nice little audio. And
so this is where, just so you guys know, you can see your comments. So this is where we had the TV in the corner, so we were constantly looking in the corner.
Yeah, it's like
but now when the camera is literally right here, the one that normally faces us. And then this is where all of your comments are on. So this time, now in the future, when I'm doing projects and there's comments, we won't be looking over there and then answering it. We'll literally have the camera here and the comments here. And it was very important for me to have everything centered, because in the old room, there was so much furniture, and that bookcase came out to almost here.
Yeah, it took up a lot of space.
And it was never centered, and you could see all of my surfaces, and you could see all of the paste. And then to get like all my paints and stuff, I was constantly opening this, which was shaking the camera. So I really wanted it to be centered, one background, so it's constantly the same, and professional, and an actual feeling of a studio, and lots of light, because we did not have good lighting. The last thing that we're going to do in here is I want to get actual microphones hanging from the ceiling, so that way we don't have to worry about the wireless mics and the overmodulation, but it's out of stock, Sean says.
Well, I can get the other one. There's one I want, but doesn't mean I have to have the one. They both have very good ratings, so I may have to get the other one. The big thing now is just... I
know, I won't be holding her like that much longer, because she's 20 pounds.
She's 20 pounds already.
She's a little bit of a stink pot.
And then Capo is 25.
Yeah, we got to see all the puppies because they got their shots.
Came in and I gave them their shots.
And she's a little stink pot. Look how dark she's getting too. She was such a sweet girl, though. She's full of it. Are you full of it? She's a little tired. She likes to actually crawl under this table and sleep. Like, she'll go under there and you'll just see her tail, and she can't do that much longer. But look at her. She's so... Look at it. Say hi to everyone. Say Hi, everybody.
Yes, Valerie, this is the same room that we used to be in, just completely redone. Where did we find the lights? These lights that which ones? The studio lights or the lights? Which one lights are you talking about? There are two new types. The studio lights are GVM, which stands for Great Video Makers. They have, these ones are the colored ones that can actually change colors. If you don't want to do that, they're a little more. You get a set of 3 with stands. But if you get just the white ones, you can just do the 2 white ones for like 200 and something. And I think they work great.
Yeah, and he has actually a third one that's going to go back here and backlight us.
But yeah, in true studio TV is that you need lights in front of you, you need a light behind you. It separates everything so the depth looks better.
Yeah, and then we have of course, like normal, we have our trash can here. We have this table back, which has everything here. So I wanted everything to be accessible, but also nice and clean, so that way it's not so much chaos and everything going on. All of the chalkboards obviously are blank now, but that will soon change when we start doing our lives again, which should start this week. All the Ken from the car tomorrow, and then the next 2 weeks, we won't be doing as many lives as we normally would because we are prepping for the next big phase of our reveal, which I feel like we are way overplaying it. It's not, I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not like earth-shattering. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
It's earth-shattering.
I don't think it's earth-shattering, but it is a lot of work, so we have to change a lot of stuff and get things ready. So I know it was really important on the lighting for me because in the old room we had a light in the middle up there and a light here. So I told Sean I wanted even lighting. So we actually did 3 lights on each side. These lights are the ones that he got shine on the wall, where the other lights, which are the ones, this one and this one, and the ones in the back just light up the room. And then we added another light there, so that way we light up this wall where I have all of the paint and everything. And I wanted this, this was a last minute thing where I told Sean, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for shelves for all my paint and stuff. So that way I'm not opening the drawer, it's all built in, which was fun. And then everything's like, all cords are up. I didn't want cords down and in the way. And then this wall will be essentially kind of, in our new world, we'll be using this a lot with the table. And that's all I can say. But you'll see this behind us a lot too and stuff. And then, of course, this is now where we have just all of the surfaces. And not junky, but it's all...
Just keeps it a little more organized.
Yeah, this took a long time because there was actually a big shelf here that was built into the house and drilled into the concrete. That way I had to break up. But now all the surfaces here. And then this room didn't take a long time. It was just organizing.
But we're gonna redo this room too with more wood shiplap.
So we're gonna do shiplap on this wall and this wall. One will be wood colors and one will be natural white, so I can get nice photos, and then we'll paint the room all white and stuff.
This is your original room for making cards.
Yeah. So there was a lot. It's surprisingly, it was a lot of work, but it was worth, I think, the time and energy. Sean had to do a lot of
And you can see I also painted all the ceilings all white
as well. And what's nice is we have all of this open space that we can put dog beds, so the dogs can be in here. In fact, I'll go get the other 2 real quick.
Yeah, so there's now space for them to be in if they need to be. Here. It's not Toby Jr. That is just Sierra. That's Han and Riley's pup. The GLOWFORGE. Oh, the GLOWFORGE is still.
So that room.
In that room, that's the original back room. Hello, Mr. Han.
So you can go back up to the other camera. The dogs are all missing Toby. They're all kind of. Han is protecting, on the side of our house, we have a pen where they all go to the potty, and there's mice running back and forth. So he doesn't like going in there. So he was just out there, and you know there's a mouse because where the gate comes shut, he just peers his head around like this, and he won't go in there. So I can tell he has it. But it's nice. Now they can all sit out there in front. And what else was I going to say? What were we talking about when we came in? About, they have a room to sit. Oh, the GLOWFORGE. So the old room that was my craft room, which was where we originally first started doing our videos.
Way back when.
It's completely empty now. The cupboards and stuff are still up, but that will turn more into kind of the GLOWFORGE / hobby room where we store a lot of stuff. So the GLOWFORGE will be in there. The only reason why we're keeping the GLOWFORGE there is the GLOWFORGE has to be vented outside, and there's no way to do it. I guess we could vent it right here. There's an access point.
She's got something in her mouth.
Who does?
Who else? Come here. Oh, she dropped it.
Got it. So we didn't want to do the GLOWFORGE in here, but we have it nice and empty so that way we can do videos showing the GLOWFORGE and stuff. And then Sean's going to refinish this top.
This is where he keeps all of his things. So this is a 6-foot tool chest.
6-foot tool chest. So we have all of my paste and all of that stuff here, and then going down you have your A, B, my C size transfers, D, E, and then this is where I keep glitter and paintbrushes, and then this side is the catalog, and then my new photo right there of Mr. Tobes. I miss my Tobes a lot. And I should not have looked at that. And then my tools and paintbrushes. And then this used to be where I kept all the pillowcases and stuff, but now I can do more of the products I really use, which like this is Inca Gold, which is a nice wax system. We have some paint down here that couldn't fit in the wall. And then down here is more of the tools I'll be using and stuff. So yeah, this worked out. So we have this, and then this is the same of this. It's not the tool chest, it's the table, and then all of our tools go down there. Yep. And stuff. So this way everything is nice and accessible. This way too, now that it's nice and centered, we have more room so I can do stuff over here. He has more room to do over there. And it's just not as, I don't want to say junky, but I definitely want artwork up, but we cram everything in, and it just was so much that you couldn't really
see it all.
And that bookcase was too big, and which works perfect to hold all of our surfaces. But now I feel like when I come in here, it's bright and cheerful, and it's exactly how I envision it. And it was so funny because Sean said probably last night, he was like, now that it's done, I see where you're going with it and stuff. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited for the next chapter of our story and to tell you guys, because I'm really excited where that will take us. What are you eating, little one? We just needed, something to take our minds off the Tobes. We should get him back in about a week or so because they're doing something different. They don't cremate him anymore at this place. They do hydromation, where they basically let him decompose in water.
Water and
chemicals and stuff.
And it's supposed to be just like natural decomposition, but extremely fast. The space looks, I can show you. Oh, sorry, little one. So this is just with the studio lights. Studio lights only.
And then this is with the lights, and then this is with the studio lights off. And then, of course, this is with everything on and stuff. So it feels much bigger in here. It's not as cluttery. I feel more, we have a lot more area over there so I can dry transfers and stuff. We have.
This is a 10.5 by 14 size room. Yeah.
And it's a hard room because it's, it wasn't originally, I don't think, in the house, and it's kind of
it's three walls of concrete.
So there's no windows. There's nothing really to vent outside. So we couldn't use it as a bedroom. There is plumbing, I think, so you could possibly use it as a bathroom. But it's a perfect room for what we needed. The only bad thing is sometimes Wi-Fi is a little bad back here. But we did upgrade our Wi-Fi system. So we have a nice new Wi-Fi system that supposedly gives us better coverage. So how do you think it turned out? And
I think it turned out really well. Very, very well.
What's your favorite parts?
This wall I love. It's great. And then your concept of this turned out really great. I think your color choices were great. I'm glad we got rid of the red because it would have been, like you said, too Americana. Nothing wrong with that. Just but for the room, it was too much. I had to build a 2x4 wall
behind
this to go in there. Usually most people use glue and nail guns because they're actually putting it up against a drywall wall, you know, a wall that's there.
You have a question that says, do you have a sink nearby so you can show them?
Yes, we do have a sink nearby. So it's like you work here, play, work, do all the thing, and just walk here.
So now we have this is where I can wash transfers and clean. So everything's right here. And so this way when Sean is live, I come over here and wash it during my live. And this is also where, you know, stain, all that kind of stuff.
That's a must-have.
That's a must-have. And then, so that's all right here. And then our drying rack is right here. And what's nice now is I have room for it. So in the old room, I didn't really have room. But now when we do lives, all I have to do is bring out my drying rack. And it can go right here. We lay the transfers to dry. Once they're dry, then we can just put it back in that room. This is the thing that Sean really had to work on. This was a big hole, essentially. And we had to cover it and do that. So, but now we have a ton of room. We did not have this much room. We probably, I mean, there's a ton of room in here to do projects and...
I don't know what it is, but this is out of focus.
Out of focus.
I don't know why it would be out of focus. It should be an automatic. It's focused up close, but not far away. Weird.
So, yeah, I love how it turned out. Do I have any mystery boxes? I do. I'll be talking about those in kind of on the car tomorrow. So if you want a mystery box, you want to show up for that. And then hopefully, if everything is on plan, we should do our big announcement and letting you guys know the direction we're going in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'm really excited about it. It keeps changing a little bit, but
all right.
But I will say, like, it's been very therapeutic over the past couple weeks to just kind of let things go and kind of take back control and do what makes me happy. And the biggest thing was, number one, the mystery boxes, and number two is this space. We've always tried to have a nice studio, but it's never been exactly what I wanted. And so I finally have something that I feel is exactly what I want in a studio, and the lighting and the colors and professionalism and all that stuff. So,
this is the same studio that we had. Some people think we moved a room. This is the same place.
Nope, this is the same place.
Same room, same setup and everything.
So Toby passed on Tuesday, and Wednesday morning I went to Sean and I said, I need to change the studio because I'm just not happy in there. I can't get creative. I can't, you know, essentially in the room, it just was kind of, the only way I can explain it is it was kind of this void. I'd get in here and there was so much and there were so many things and it was so crowded, and then the dogs would come in here, and as bad as this sounds, not that I want to erase it, but that studio had a lot of memories tied with Toby, because when we would do lives, he would sit in a certain spot in the studio because that was where he fit. And I just said to Sean, I was like, number one, I want to change it. Number two, there was this new direction we're going with our channel. And number three, I need to keep my mind off, you know, just things. So it all started with just one wall. I said, I just want this gray wall. And as it happened, it was kind of like, well, now I want this, and now I want this. And then it turned into, we wanted lighting, and I wanted this, the tongue and groove wall. And then it just progressed.
I thought we were going to do tongue and groove on this wall and just paint it white and just be done with it, because a lot of people have plain white walls.
And what's cool about this wall is it's very uneven, so it's hard to tell. But
it's rustic.
It's rustic,
and it's real wood.
It's real wood, and it's different unevenness. So like it's not even going across, so it can kind of play tricks and stuff. But you know, and so he was like, "Sure, let's do it. Let's go with it." And Jazzy had a truck, so it was a lot of trips to Home Depot. And halfway through, I changed my mind on colors, so then it was repainting and stuff. But I love it, and I think it's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so the only thing that I think Sean still wants to do is the flooring. He wants to do an acid wash on it. And the only thing other is I want mics. I love the fact that we're wireless mics, but it's hard at times. Sometimes they go, they'll die, and then other times there's overmodulating because I'm so loud.
That's the problem, is the overmodulation with you. And I can't control. I don't have a mixer to control it, but having the 2 boom mics will help with that. And we'll keep these, you know, if we need to move around. If we know we're going to do, I can always have it, but we'll just get to it. It should even sound better all around. Again, just answering a question. Gray wall is from Home Depot. Weber, W-E-A-B-E-R, W-E-A-B-E-R. Comes in 4 different colors. Somebody wanted to know what's hanging down here.
Oh, so down here is just my Cricut ornaments, the tags, twine, wood pieces, and stuff. This is called the Weber. It comes in 5 actually different colors. One, only 2 are in the store. Yeah, so, and then you can't unsee the man bun. I don't know what that means.
I don't know, Jen. Somebody says, do we have chairs for people to sit in here if they wanted to watch us?
Oh, we don't.
Well, we do have chairs, but...
Yeah.
The TV's in the way, though.
Our HG is not open. No. TJ Maxx, Home Goods,
no,
none of those
are closed.
Are open.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I think the person was talking about the floor that we used, that we put in the office. Could be, I could do that down here. If we wanted to do that route, but I think it would be... I
see what you're saying.
That's what they did. Oh, what about the...
If I line it up right, it looks like I have a man bun.
Oh, man bun.
See?
Oh.
That's funny.
Funny.
Yeah, so, and the camera will be up maybe a little higher. It's been interesting trying to get the cameras right, because the overhead camera, if we don't have that camera up high enough, you see this, but if you have it too low, it will cut stuff off. So where you guys see the top, like right here, there's actually another 2.5 feet above that, but it's hard to get that angle and stuff because, yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the things I want to get rid of and change out, is these cameras. They're just little web cameras. These are great for just statics, but I want a camera, especially this one, to be able to zoom all the way down onto this table. And I can't. I can only go so far. Even I would like to change that. So we're still looking. Yeah, so I'm super excited because we live in a world now of live video. So as our channel, when we started it, it was all edited videos and not interaction. The problem with live video that as starting on YouTube that I miss is when you edit videos, you can edit stuff out. You can change your lighting. You could be like, oh, let's zoom in. Let's use the amazing tool of making Ken look skinnier, or crop in, or there's a muffin top, so let's crop in so you don't see that. Live, you can't. And lighting is so important, because when we did the studio, a lot of people said, didn't you just do a studio reveal? And we did at the beginning of the year, right before we went to leadership. We changed it. We came in here, and it was instantly noticeable. We were gray. There was a little bit, there was shadows everywhere, and it was just because it was a dark room. There was so much bulkiness in here, and I'm gonna be honest, it stunted my creativity, and I could not find, you know, ways of being creative. And here it's nice because I also didn't want it to be all Cricut. So our new adventure, we're definitely doing other things and stuff, but I did want Cricut to be featured. So it was very interesting on, okay, how do I want to do it? But the most important thing was, we love lives. We love doing lives, but I wanted it to be professional looking. And that was the wall behind us. It was very important that I got that exactly how I wanted it, and stuff. So, and then lighting. I told Sean, I was like, we can't have enough lighting in there, and stuff. So I'd like to answer Giovanna Callis's answer. Yes, these 2 tables did come from Home Depot. They're Husky. This is just a table, and this is a tool chest kind. It's the 72-inch one. Yeah,
and it has a thing where you can actually raise and lower it. So we have it at the lowest setting. Normally when we do videos, we'll raise it up by like 6 inches.
This will no longer go up because it's going to hit the frame. Yeah. But we can literally make this go probably this high. It's very high.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Yeah. So I think our Home Depot didn't have it in stock. I had to go online and order it, and they had it shipped. And Home Depot, by the way, when they say ship to your house and they say literally on the edge of your driveway, that's what they mean. They drop it off at the edge of your driveway. So that's, we've had these for a while, but it's just, we used to be in a corner and it was just too tight of a fit. And so we went back in this room, and it was a quick reveal. And my original intention was I wanted everything here so I didn't leave the room during lives, and I wanted my surfaces and people to see Chalk Couture products. But as I started watching back my videos, I was like, wow, it's really chaotic. It's really clutter. You see everything, which wasn't bad. It just, I wasn't inspired. So I told Sean, I need to redo that room, or we need to figure something out. And we did actually look at doing a studio offsite before COVID-19, but things have changed and stuff. So then it was like, well, we need to make this room work for us. So it was literally empty everything out. We took everything out. The room was completely bare. Sean did built
I did a stud wall.
A studded wall here.
16 on center.
But not here, right? This was already done.
That was already done because that's pre-existing.
And that was already done.
And that was the original owner just put something up, and it's, instead of a 2x4, this way they have it flat because he did this as a peg wall. But it still was, I was still being able to I put a couple extra pieces up so we could put it on.
The tongue and groove and stuff.
Yeah. These lights, all the lights are LED. Every single light in here is LED, and little to no heat at all. It is not hot in here. It's actually quite cool in here. We have heating and air conditioning in the room because it's considered a room. But it's very cool. And the big thing
is we so we originally had our studio lights, which were the ones that I now use in the room to take our photos for projects. And then I bought these other lights that were really nice, and they weren't too expensive, but they just weren't the right color hues. And so we found these from another influencer that I know you guys have probably watched her, Carly Hall. She does a lot of Cricut videos, and Sean loved her lighting. So he was like, what lighting do you use? And so we bought those lightings.
GBM.
But my big thing was I wanted everything up off the ground because we would have lighting. Everything was on the ground, so there was just tons. So I was like, I want everything suspended from the ceiling, and same with mics and stuff. So this way we don't have to worry about moving lights out of the way or any of that stuff. So it's nice, clean. Clutter-free.
Somebody kind of wanted to see our lights again. So the room lights, if I can get up there. So these are all recessed can lighting. Since everything is open beam, we kept it that way, just because it's industrial looking. These are the gimbal lights, LED, recessed LED. These are adjustable to different colors from the yellow all the way up to the white, and these are all set at white. And these ones here actually go from 1100 lumens down to 800 or 700 lumens. These are the studio lights. This is the company. Just go to Amazon, type that in, and you get all kinds. These ones will actually change colors if you wanted that kind. And these are the ceiling mounts. We got two. I looked at a video. Guy showed how to do it, and I thought, and these will actually extend. I could actually bring these lights probably all the way down to about this level if I wanted. But I needed to get them up off the floor. I did not want to have the stands that it came with. So, and that's how these are up, how they're all sitting up there. And of course we bought this special stand
for the TV.
For the TV.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I'll show you, Sean will be in here watching the comments, but I'll show you just how much craziness. We're kind of cleaning up. It's still a little construction, but this is everything I pulled out of the room.
You may lose his audio, so I'm gonna turn his up a little bit.
This is all the deconstruction of stuff that we had to get rid of so we could get everything in there. Here's the dogs. Hi, please. They are very neglected. They feel like Toby is on, and they also feel like we've been spending too much time doing all of this and stuff. But it's perfect. We have a room to keep, like I said, all my artwork, take photos when we're done. We have, you know, obviously cleaning and surface. So all my surfaces are in there when we do stuff. And And then, of course, the actual studio, which I wanted nice, clean. So this will be, like I said, an impact wall where we do a lot of our intro shots for edited. These originally were red. In fact, you can see it on some of them. When I sanded them down, you can kind of see some of the remnants of the red.
It was a barn red?
It was
and
like
very
a
shiny
barn.
and
It was
very
beautiful,
shiny.
but it was very Americano. Where are you going? Is she getting under it?
Where are you going? What are you doing? Hi, little girl.
She loves to get underneath it. Hi.
I know.
Hi.
Yes, I did all the electrical.
Hi.
I have it in. I believe it's called in series.
You like your new room?
So I did the electrical with wire. I did series. So basically, the main light that's in the door, that's where the power goes to, and then I just went back and forth to each one to light it all up.
Yep.
That's how I did it. I am not an electrician, but I learn.
Yeah. And this was kind of one of the curveballs I sent Sean. I was like, I want a place to put all of my paints and stains and stuff. And then, unfortunately, there was a few of them that he accidentally did not make sure.
Can you chalk over acrylic paint?
Am I over it?
Can you chalk over it? Like you have something that's yeah, because you can put chalk on a wall, which is acrylic paint.
Yeah.
That's what this whole room is done in acrylic normal. It's done on
true.
Marquee because I had it. Bright white.
Yeah.
Eggshell. That's what this entire white, everything that's
white. And
it'll
be nice because I think having just these here for the seasons change, we have every single one. So this would be obviously for a B size, C size, E. The only one we don't have is an 18 by 18, which might be right there eventually.
Maybe.
So that way we have all the sizes. So that way we can just change out the transfers.
Yes, that does light up, but it takes batteries and it's too hard to do it. So we just left it as is.
Yeah.
There's another. Yeah. Oh, Fatima asks, when we resand this tabletop, are we going to keep it the same color or are we going to change it?
We can't do white because it reflects too much, and we can't have a certain finish on it because it reflects too much.
This is a flat finish. And even though you can see this brightness here, that's the reflection of the lights up above. So it would be great to do, some of those people who've been to a bar and they have that really nice topping that it's thick and but it is shiny, and that would be very bad. If they could do the same thing and more of a satin to a flat finish, I would rather do that. This way it'll wear better. But I need to get a belt sander to get this down all the way down to the bare wood.
And I wanted it, the reason I did the gray wall is exactly what you guys are noticing. So it was really important for me to have the frames pop. And the reason being is, since this is going to be a studio we use for things other than just Chalk Couture, I wanted something to pop off the wall so people are like, oh my gosh, where did you get that, that picture behind you? And I can be like, oh, I made it with Chalk Couture, and it's a conversation starter. But I'm very big on, when working in retail, they taught you how to do color combinations, but they also taught you the magic of mirroring, which essentially means when you're doing a display, you do it right down the middle. If you mirror it, our mind takes that as, oh, that looks nice because everything's symmetrical and mirrored. So that was the whole point of the frames. And I did go back and forth. I wasn't going to do frames at first because of the gray wall. It looks so nice. But I really, obviously, I love, these are our Aiden frames. So they're beautiful. They're gallery. They're magnetic. Well, that's my sander.
Yeah, somebody says, do you have a Ryobi sander? Yes, he does.
I love my Ryobi one.
Kim, the depth of this chest is 24 inches.
Which was key. So
yeah, it was
actually hard to find because we had to find a tool chest that the E-size transfers could go into, and the E-size transfers are 18 by 24. And you would think that would be easy, but most are not. They call this an extra deep tool chest. Normally, most of them were 12 inches, right?
They were 22 or 18, 19. Yeah. They were just too short.
So we had to find the extra deep one.
And the nice things about the center drawers, they're wide. They're except for this top one is the longest. This one here.
Sean, you're just on here.
I know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew that.
This one here is the longest drawer. It is very, very long.
This is the deepest down here, which is good because this is where, like, this is the Sean Haight drawer because this is where all the glitter is that I can
use. They stand up.
And they stand up, which is
the
nice.
bottles stand up.
And stuff. And they come in, these are actually the Ryobi battery cases. But it works perfect for what we needed it for.
Yeah, so it works great. Husky makes it. There are some other ones that are out there, but we just like, the thing I really liked, wood top, adjustable, and it's good size.
All right.
Epoxy coating, yes. Thank you, Brenda. Yes, we'll continue doing lives. Gray, you did think about maybe doing a gray on this.
I was thinking about it, yeah.
There's a good choice. We might do that.
So, a lot of people keep on saying, I guess I don't want to give away too much, but I don't want to overbuild it either because it's not like amazing change. It's just, I had to find my happy zone again. And I feel like, not to say I'm not going to still do crafts and work with, crafting materials, but one of the things you'll hear a lot of YouTube creators say is as they grow, their channel changes, and that's part of the culture. Is if you look at any successful YouTuber out there, the way that they started their channel to where it is now is very different, and they try new things and stuff. And I just had a thought that I want to go in a new direction, and I was just kind of blurting it out to Sean and Jazzy, and they were both like, that's it. That's what you need to do.
Yep, that's
true. So that's what we're doing.
Hey, Christy, all the walls are nailed in using
my new nail
this
gun.
beautiful,
so fun.
A must-have nail finisher, 16 gauge, by the way. It's not 18.
And it wasn't expensive. It was $149.
$149 for this. But we already had the batteries. This 3-amp battery did this entire wall.
Yeah, it's
and a couple
powerful.
Of those.
So no air compressor.
Nope.
We did everything with Ryobi. So all the sanding was done with the Ryobi sander.
I used
all
mine
the stuff
on a couple of things.
Above, like to get all of his wiring up, was with the Ryobi 1 staple gun. A lot of hot glue was used, so it was great and stuff. He actually even used the Ryobi sprayer, right? Isn't that a Ryobi?
No, it's Wagner.
Oh, Wagner.
It's a Wagner. Yeah, Wagner paint sprayer did the whole one.
The GLOWFORGE is kept in a another room, and when we're done redoing that room, we'll probably do a reveal on that room too, because that room is mostly going to revolve around kind of the GLOWFORGE in our new world. We'll be doing that room. That's what I'm currently working on now. And then we will go back to doing like a regular live schedule where we'll actually say this is what we're doing and that kind of stuff. So once we do that in phase, it's like, the COVID states coming out of, hiding in their phase openings. That's kind of what we're doing. We're in phase 2, and then phase 3, I'll tell you a little more, and then phase 4 will be the grand finale.
Yes, Denise, this is a beautiful gun.
It is.
They actually make a bigger one of these too, as well, for more like framing.
Oh yeah.
So it does bigger nails.
Yeah.
It's $199. I was going to say, Christy, is that this is typically placed on an existing wall that has drywall on it, like a painted wall. And they tell you to glue it with like liquid nails or something, and use the nailer as making sure it's up there. So once it's on there, it's basically going to be on there, and if you're ever going to take it off, you're going to be ripping out that drywall with it. This behind here is strictly a studded wall, drywall, and it's a 2x4 stud wall. That's it. So there are spots like here is loose because there's no stud there and there's no wall there, but it's fine. It looks totally fine. You would never know.
And what's cool on this is when you buy this stuff, they actually give you a pattern. I can go get you the box, but we could have done this straight. You could do it, of course, up and down. You could do it in this nice peak formation. We went with a traditional back and forth, so it wasn't the pattern, but it was super easy to put up. A whole box. How many wood planks came in a box?
7, 8.
And it was like $24.99.
It says it can do 10 point something square feet.
And this is how many?
We bought 9, got to take one back, so we only used 8 and have one board left and a couple slots.
Yeah, I always tell that to people when that people say so. Literally, I just throw it at Sean. Here's what I'm thinking. I'll go with him to Home Depot the first time and pick out the materials. So I'll say, this is the wood I want, this is the colors I'm going for. And then I'm like, you figure out the logistics, Sean. So I take the creative control, he does the logistics and says, okay, so like, for example, I didn't really want to do the tongue and groove wall. I originally just wanted to do 2x4s that I painted. And he was like, no, we need to do tongue and groove and stuff. So
Weber, that's down at this end.
Yeah, this is nautical gray.
This is, yeah, Nantucket gray?
Oh, is it?
Was it Nantucket?
Oh, yeah. And then here's what I was telling you about the pattern. So it's really cool. You could do these different patterns. Obviously, we did staggered, but you can do diagonal. You can do herringbone. And once you start the pattern, essentially, you just follow that grid. And it came with...
And they tell you on a normal wall, you would paint the wall that's comparable. Like this, you would probably paint it black in the background or very dark gray. So the spaces like this, if you had a white wall, you would see white back there. But because mine is concrete, I did have a couple spots on my 2x4s that were showing. These are not cut perfect. They are not perfectly cut. I'll tell you that. Some are a little thinner. Thickness is a little different. Thinness,
so here's
gives you
one
that.
Of the, here's a piece of it.
Here's what it looks like.
So what's cool about it is so one side looks like this, and then the other side has something they call the saw mark.
Saw mark. Looks like the actual.
So when you do the wall,
you just flip whatever you
flip
want.
it, and that's where you get the nice different looks of the wood.
Saw, dark, a little lighter.
Yeah.
All kinds of different looks. This one's really rough.
Like even spots like I don't know if you can see it because it's so low, but like there'll be spots where there's like actual. It looks like they removed a nail out of it, or they purposely like cut it and stuff to make it look like it. And like Sean says, like you can see how this one's a little bowed. And at first I was like, why is it bowed? And he's like, that's the look. It is really jagged and it's supposed to be uneven that way.
Yeah, they say hardwood, but I would have to disagree that it's not. I think they
call it solid hardwood.
Solid hardwood. It's wood. I wouldn't call it hardwood like ash, cherry, walnut, or anything like that. It's definitely not that kind of a hardwood, but it is real wood.
Yeah. She was not a very big help, but that's okay. But she had in the way a lot and stuff, but she gave her approval on stuff. She would either say yay or nay. Huh. Yeah, I got you. I wouldn't let you fall. So there is our new studio reveal. I hope you guys love it. And approve of it. I'm super excited to get back to creating in this room. I think is going to help with that. For those of you on my Ken's Creations channel, I'll definitely be doing a Ken from the car tomorrow. I've gotten a lot of stuff in the mail, so that will be fun because I'm sure it's about Toby. So what?
It's pretty light. It could be pine.
Do your ears
but
hurt?
I really don't know.
Oh, her ears still might hurt. You were supposed to call the vet.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to.
Huh? Maybe not.
It's the left one. That was the bad one.
She had a little bit of an ear infection, so we had to clean them. So that's it, and we're almost done. There's a little few things we need to do, but I'm super excited. I already feel my creative juices flowing.
I like what Cindy said. Interior designers, studio builders, GLOWFORGE. What do you think? I don't know. What more could we be doing?
I wish you could just pause and stay this side.
Yeah.
What do you think? You went down. Okay. Okay. Go live your best life outside.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. Sorry for the length of time that we haven't been seeing you, but this takes a lot of time to do it. I know a person out there, somebody I haven't seen before, they asked if it was a crafting something about a person, but do we do lives every day? Not every day.
We used to.
It's hard to do lives every day, trying to come up with something, but we'll just keep on doing it.
Yeah. So, and we will announce our live schedule once it relaunches and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, really excited. What are you Mommy.
She thinks there's something. She thinks something on the floor.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a week kind of to just gather ourselves. It's definitely once I get better, I'll be able to talk more about Toby, but it's still very new and fresh for me and still very much missed and stuff. So, but I'm super excited that this turned out the way it did, and hopefully you guys will be excited too once we announce our big, I don't want to say big announcement anymore, our new direction.
A new direction. It's not, you know, changing. It's just something different.
It is something different. Yeah. So, all right. If you guys have any questions on anything we used or want to know anything else, you can let me or Sean know. And thank you guys so much for doing this. Bye, everyone.